Benvenuto. Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. We're back. We've had a couple weeks absence because we have been under the weather. Thank you for everybody that wished us well, and we're glad to be back. We haven't done a dessert in a while, or something sweet. And I thought, we got the spring holidays, Easter, Passover, all those things coming up. And I remembered this. I love this cake. This is a nice, light, refreshing cake. So it's called Mandarin Orange Pineapple Cake. All right. And it's very easy. It's done with a cake mix. It's a couple steps and comes together quickly. All right. So to make this, we're going to use a butter golden, it's called, okay? So Duncan Hines, perfectly moist butter golden cake, all right? Now, rest assured, the reason it's called a butter cake is because there's a lot of butter in it, all right? So you could use, if you want to save a little bit of the calories, there he goes again, coughing. Uh-oh, are you done now? Yep. Wade always, when he gets a cold, that cough for him lingers for weeks and weeks. Before I get into the rest of the ingredients, for whatever people have strong feelings about getting the flu shot and COVID and so on and so forth. Now it's my turn. I didn't get my flu shot this year. I don't know what it just. Our Halloween party got in the way, because unfortunately, I'm one of those people that whenever I've gotten the COVID shot or a flu shot, I always get it for the next 48 hours. So we had a lot going on, and I kept pushing it off and pushing it off. Wade did get his, however, and this flu hit him a lot easier than it did me. It really knocked the socks off me. I mean, it was probably 6-7 days. I was zapped of all my energy. I felt like I couldn't do anything. Wade was sick, and he had a few rough days there, but he got it over it a lot faster than I did, and I attribute that to him getting his flu shot. Anyway, so as I said, you could use the Betty Crocker Super Moist Butter Golden, or you could also use a yellow cake. You could even use a white cake. That'll cut down a little bit on the fat, because with this recipe, we're going to make the cake according to the box directions, okay? And this calls for 3/4 cup of water, 3 large eggs, and 7 tablespoons of melted butter. All right, so you see we got our butter here, guys. All right, now I've melted it, which I, put the 7 tablespoons in there. I put it on high for a minute, and then I, let it cool down to about room temperature. We don't want to throw, hot butter into our batter as we're mixing it up, because it'll cook your eggs. The only thing we're going to substitute we're going to add some mandarin oranges. Now I've got just about 12 ounces of mandarin oranges that I have drained the juice of, okay? Then for the topping, we need some good old Cool Whip, all right? We need some crushed, ooh, that was a good catch, and that almost went with green magic, and I don't have another box. Some crushed pineapple, and 3.4 ounce package of instant vanilla pudding. All right, we're going to put that aside because we don't need that until a little later on. All right, so we got our cake, or our box cake in here. I'm going to put our butter in there. Oh, and also you need 2 9-inch round pans, which I have already sprayed with our baking spray, or you can butter and flour that, all right? Put our eggs in. And might as well throw our water in while we're here. And again, the package instructions say beat for 2 minutes. We'll start that out small or on low, so we don't have flour all over the place. And we'll turn up to medium, and we'll let that go for 2 minutes. Of course, you do want to thoroughly cool this cake down before you put your Cool Whip topping on it. I did have the foresight of making a cake already behind us, so we won't have to wait for hours and hours for the cake to cool down. Tonight I'm going to try, a while ago I had asked you guys for advice about an air fryer, because I didn't have an air fryer, and whether I should get one. And anyway, Wade ended up getting me one for Christmas, and we've actually used it and I've liked it, so I'm going to actually make pork chops in it tonight for dinner, and then we'll have dessert with you guys. going to let that go the full 2 minutes. We've got about 40 seconds left. And we'll get our pans over here. And let's give it a little scrape down. And we're going to put all our mandarin oranges in. Now, we don't have to worry about these breaking down. As a matter of fact, we want them to break down a little bit. And we'll let it go the other 30 seconds or so. And that's all there is to it. Once we get them in the pan, get them in the oven, and get them baking up. All right. Get all as much of that off there as we can. Unplug it. So just by any chance it won't turn on and break your fingers off. Remember, if you're using your glass bowl, don't bang your beater on the bowl. And you want to kind of, divide it up evenly as much as you can. It smells delicious, and even the of course, I'm also smelling the one that's already been baked. Now, this is one of those cakes that, you really can't, you're going to bake it until it springs back, because there's the mandarin oranges in there, just to possibly just doing it with doing the toothpick test might not work, because there's the oranges are going to add moisture to it. That looks about right. It's funny. I thought about this the other day when I was baking. I don't know if any of you will remember this, but whenever my mother baked a cake, we always had to, we'd have to stay out of the kitchen or not run around the house too much, because the cake would fall. I don't know if there's any scientific truth to that. If any of you remember your mother's, father's, grandmother's telling you that when they were baking a cake, I think its main purpose was to keep, to get us out of her hair for a little bit. But all right, we're going to bring this over to the oven. My oven has been preheated 350 degrees. Middle rack, side by side, maybe a little bit of space. Oops, I just burned myself. And now, the box instruction says for a 9-inch pan, 22 to 27 minutes. I find it usually takes just about 25, but I'm going to set my timer for 27. Okay, set a timer for 27 minutes.
Got it. 27 minutes.
All right, I'll come.
Starting now.
Okay, thank you. And I'll come back about 25 minutes and check on it. And if it's done, we'll show you how to see if it's done. All right, but in any event, we'll see you in about 27 minutes. All right, guys, it's been just about 25 minutes. Let's give them a check. Oh, that's hot. They look done to me. I'll take them both out. Like I said, because this is already a really moist cake, and we've got the mandarin orange in there, it's not going to help really by putting the toothpick in to see if it comes out wet. But see, you want it bouncy. See how nice and bouncy that is? They're done. All right, so then you want to move them over to a rack. And you want to let them cool about 10 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then turn them over, and you want to let them cool fully. All right, I actually have one that have cooled, but before we frost it, let's put together our Cool Whip frosting. All right, so, oops, let me just go grab a spoon. This one will do. All right, so we need about 11, 12 ounces of our topping, all right? So, the big tub of it is 16 ounces. So I'm going to say we need about a tub and a half. And again, that kind of really it's going to depend on, I got to grab. My thumb cramped up. Uh-oh. Oops, sorry about that. So, like I said, we've let this thaw, and we're going to use just about 1.5. And we'll put this away. We might need a little bit more, but we'll certainly use that. All right, we got our vanilla instant pudding. And we can put that in there. And we got our well-drained crushed pineapple. And then you want to kind of gently fold it together, guys, so you don't take too much air out of the Cool Whip. And you want to make sure you get it all incorporated too. All right, you get the gist. All right, I'm going to finish mixing that up. I'll get our 2 cold cakes and we'll put it together. See you in a little bit. All right, guys. Of course, these are the cakes just came out of the oven, so they're not cold. These are the cakes that have been out of the oven for a while, so they're nice and cool. So the next part is so easy, and you all are probably much better at frosting, or whatever we want to call this. Like, it's not really frosting, but you want to save enough so that you can get a nice coating on the top. And if you want to do the sides, this is a offset spatula. If you don't have one, get one for your kitchen. You never know. It comes in handy. A little bit more. Now, I do have some leftover Cool Whip as well, but I think I'll have enough we'll see how it looks. I am not a good decorator at all. Just trying to get it out to the sides. That's really all there is to it once this is done. The hardest part is you really do want to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool for a good hour or so. One is going to, not will cool, but the jello and everything will start to set up nicely, and it'll make it easier to cut. Did I say jelly? Oh, I meant the gelatin in the pudding. And there's nothing wrong with leaving the sides naked if you so choose. Which I think I just might do because I think it looks rather pretty. If you've never had this butter cake, it's delicious. I could have put, I should have put a little bit more in the middle, but that's it. I am going to leave the sides unfrosted. But we'll have a lot of frosting on top. I think that looks rather nice. What do you think, hon?
It does look good.
I know he's thinking, oh, you should have done the sides, but no.
Wait, I'm not on top.
That's all right. I think that looks beautiful. That's what we're sticking with. All right, there you go. So, like I said, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for, an hour or two. Let it get nice and chilled and all the way through on the frosting. And in the meantime, we're going to have dinner, and we'll meet you guys for dessert. See you in a bit. Or, well, a little while. Ciao. All right, guys, it's dessert time. I made, we mentioned earlier that I was going to try something new in the air fryer, so I made pork chops that were a little marinated in, spices and stuff.
That came out good.
Yeah. Oh, so we'll definitely do make them in that again. I'm trying to try a steak in there. I saw some steak recipes, so maybe sometime this week. All right, so we got our Mandarin orange pineapple butter cake. Well, cake really, but this is the butter crumb cake.
Wow. That is good.
That's good.
That's delicious.
Yep, the calories in the butter cake are worth it.
Light.
Yeah, it is. It is light. It's fruity. Yeah, it's delicious. I love this cake.
That is really good.
Like I said, it's really nice for a summertime cake, springtime cake. It's cool and refreshing. Delicious. So I get to say for the moment.
Not going to be too much icing, but just enough, really.
He's going to be obsessed with all the icing on the top.
Oh, that's good, though. Please remember to like and subscribe. Check out cherryhomecooking.com. Thank you for having dessert with us. See you on the next video.
Ciao.
Bye.
Yum.
That's delicious.
Tasty, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
A nice cake.